In this Wargaming Tactica 101, we're switching from the narrative to competitive play. Now, there's a lot of ways to enjoy wargaming: building, painting, collecting, scenarios, different battles, big games, small games. And we want to encourage, I always strive, regardless of the system, to try and get the most out of my miniature collection. But ultimately, what we're trying to do is create a memorable gaming experience. Yes, step outside of space and time and live in that moment. But we're looking to win. We're looking to bring our best Tactica and pull off a win. I mean, that's in the narrative. That's what we're there for. So within that focus, always trying to bring your best game, evolve to your best game, cut down that learning curve, position yourself, and develop your player personality as a wargamer to do the best that you can while we're having fun. I mean, that framework kind of applies to whatever wargaming system, which is why if you consider yourself a narrative player, tournament play, competitive play, once or twice a year if possible, I really want to recommend that. I really want to help push you as part of that evolution to try out tournament play, simply because it's going to open up many, many possibilities in that moment of the tournament and accelerate your understanding of whatever your system is going to be and cut down on that learning curve. If it would take you 10 games, 20 games to jump to that next Tactica level, one tournament and the analysis after will do that for you. It's a great, great way to cut down your learning curve. And going back to the lots of different ways to enjoy a wargaming system, I understand that competitive play, tournament play, might not be for everyone. And that might not even be why you entered into the hobby. But getting that experience, if you can, is very, very important. And I want to kind of share some framework. Let's build a little checklist of how tournament play, likewise, depending on your meta and availability, the clubs, the gaming groups, travel once or twice a year, that's pretty good. If you find yourself liking it and wanting to move into that direction, great. But here's how this checklist can really help your wargaming experience. The first is tournaments, even small tournaments, bring in a variety of players outside of the local gaming group. We get together once a week, whether that's in a club environment, a store, basement battle reports, whatever it's going to be. We have a narrative, we have a player personality, we have our friends, we roll dice, we push miniatures around. Over time, and this is not a bad thing in any sense, but over time, you kind of learn what your friends are going to do. Playing 40K with my friends, I know their tactics. I know their armies. That's not to say they don't surprise me, but likewise, they know, look, if there's a chance for tabletop glory, bolt pistol and chainsword charge, it's going to happen. Doesn't matter the odds. Never tell me the odds. I'm going to go for it, right? That's just what I like to do. Playing in a tournament pulls in people with different strategies, different ideas, different armies completely outside of your own. It's a great refresh to see and experience different things without having to travel to tons of different clubs. When we go to a tournament, I don't want to play against the people from my gaming club because we play every week. I want to play against some other tournament members. I want to play against some other wargamers. Of course, after the first couple of games where you fall within that matrix, sometimes we play, sometimes we don't. It's a great way to experience something new. The second, putting a little bit of pressure. Now, I hear pressure. I don't like pressure. I'm doing this wargaming thing to like have fun and roll some dice and escape. But we're talking about pressure in a good way, Tactica. You're playing a tournament mission, depending on the system, an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever that's going to be, to play that mission, to play that slot in the tournament. You're going to have to make decisions, sometimes unfamiliar, because this might be an opponent you've never played against before. You need to make those decisions the best that you can and stick to it and see what happens. Sometimes it's going to be successful. Sometimes it's not. A little bit of pressure, a little bit of an edge will help pull that out of you in a good way. The third aspect is you're going to get to meet new people and build those connections boots on the ground in your local community. YouTube is great. Facebook groups are great. Some of the older forums are fantastic to network and help develop as a wargamer. And you should be taking advantage of all of those things to level up your tactics. But making those tabletop connections as part of a group begins to open up so many opportunities, not only to other tournaments, but also to other clubs. They might be running a big narrative event and they invite you. It's a fantastic opportunity to network. You also get to see a variety of armies. And again, small tournament, big tournament. One of the things that I like to do as kind of an after-action battle report is during the lunch break or during a break, often you'll leave your army set up. Maybe you'll have a display board or it's unpacked, because this way when you come back from lunch or a break, you look at the pairings, you see the table, and you go. I like to take pictures of all of the armies there. If you're a hobby or a modelist, it's a great way to see conversions and new paint ideas and basing. But I like to take a picture of all the armies. If I'm at a tournament and there's 30, 40, 50 armies, that goes into the digital vault. That goes into the digital playbook. And then after the fact, what I do is put on a little bit of music and just flip through my phone and be like, look at this army. If I was going to face this army, Armada, Battle Group, Warband, whatever it's going to be, I look and say, look at what they've chosen. The list that I'm playing, what does their list look like? Like, how would I beat this army? What are they looking to do on the tabletop? What do they do well? How can I blunt that? How can I prevent that? What areas are they weak in? How can I exploit that? Okay, good. Flip to the next one. Here we go. And what's interesting is these aren't theoretical armies. These are armies, armadas, battle groups, war bands, whatever it's going to be that other players, other enthusiasts have injected their life force into and have brought to this tournament. It represents a tool that another player knows how to use very, very well. So what's the angle? Why are they playing what they're playing? Why did they bring what they bring? Ask yourself those questions. Flip to the next. Flip to the next. If I see an army similar to mine, then why are they playing it? Are they missing something that I'm not? These are opportunities of self-reflection. And again, playing games, playing war games, you would arrive at these conclusions through just brute force playing, but 30 games to get there, or can I cut that learning curve down? Can I play 3 games in a tournament, maybe network, maybe take some pictures, maybe get some ideas in that moment? Absolutely fantastic. So building on Wargaming Tactics 101, whatever that system is going to be, if you don't consider yourself a competitive player and you're like, look, Fritz, I hear what you're saying. I have no interest in tournaments. Doing 1 or 2 a year, every 6 months, if it's possible, will really help you develop as a wargamer, will really help push down that learning curve. And no absolutes, no pressure, no commitment. It might open up a new aspect of the game that might intrigue you to explore and play for a while.